Hi, and welcome back to the Shamrock Quilt Studio. Today I want to talk a little bit about supplies and decisions on new projects for English paper piecing. We've talked about this before, but I wanted to revisit it because in the mail this week I received a new package of materials from Paper Pieces, and they are very good about getting you out what you need really quickly. I think I ordered this, and within about 5 business days it was in my mailbox. So that's great. When you're excited about a project and you want to get started, you want your supplies as quickly as possible, and that does help. This time I ordered 2 packages of 1-inch honeycombs, and these were in the small packages of 100 each. I don't think this new project that I'm going to be doing is going to be very large. And I have changed my design of this new project some and the purpose of this project some, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I got 2 of the honeycombs, and I got 1 package of the 1-inch squares. And I wanted to show you this one. This one has not been opened yet. And you can see that everything's in there nice and neat. There's the package. And right now these run about $4.50 a package, so it's very affordable. Depending on your project, you may need just 1 package, or you could need more. They do have larger packages if that's what you're going to need. So I sat down with these 2 designs trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And initially I was thinking about making a quilt that could be a cover for a round ottoman. We've added some pieces in that particular room, and the fabric on the ottoman, although we love it, now it doesn't go with the rug. So we're looking at how we can change that to coordinate a little bit better. So initially what I wanted to do was a spiral design that would be relatively round, and I had seen something on the internet, I think it was specifically on Pinterest, where they had taken the honeycomb pieces and made it in a rainbow color in a little spiral design. And that worked out well, and it looked good, and I thought I could put my colors in there and make it work. However, what I saw on Pinterest was what the creator of that was deeming to be a wreath. So it was like 2 or 3 pieces around. And in that small of a setting, this worked well. But when I got it out and I started putting it together, and I used a little marker to put little colored dots on the back of the pieces, I quickly realized that in order to make that small, I guess that's a octagon in the middle, because there are 8 hexagons around it. In order to get that from that small octagon into something that was, I would guess, 36 inches, that wasn't going to work without some really deep thought. And I really wanted to get moving on a project. So I've changed course. We're going to put that on the back burner for a little bit. And we're going to just work on something that's kind of fun. Like many quilters, I tend to work on more than one project at a time. So while I have a double wedding ring project going, and I have another project going, I want to start this one as well. So sitting here, I think you can see this pretty well. Let me back this up just a tad. There's, just right off the bat, there are a couple of patterns that we could use. This one is commonly referred to as the Lucy Boston design, and it is all honeycombs in this square design. And typically it's used with a variety of coordinating fabrics. Sometimes they're fussy cut. So on some of these shapes, you'll get a specific design, or maybe these 2 match these 2, these 2, and these 2, and then this is a different fabric. So depending on how many fabrics you're working on, you can really create your design. Then we had this spiral that was the genesis of that wreath pattern, and I really like this, and I'm thinking that I want to work on a quilt that is sunflowers. And this would make a great sunflower with a brown octagon in the middle and then yellow and gold and slightly orange petals in the hexagons, or excuse me, the honeycombs would be really great. And put some stems on there, fabulous. And then there's this pattern, and honestly, I'm not sure I know what the name of it is, but it's a design in which the honeycombs make a circle, and then the circles share one honeycomb or two honeycombs, and three honeycombs, four honeycombs, depending on where it is in the fabric. That is also an option. Actually, I have these kind of messed up a little bit. It would be more like this. And you see how easy it is to play with this and change your design just like this. There is also another one where the inside of the design is a plus mark, or similar to this little cross here. It comes out being a plus mark, and we may add that in as a clip in this section as well, if I can find that pretty quickly. So these are my choices, and what I've decided to do is use something in my stash. So I've got these 3 jelly rolls that I picked up on clearance quite a while back. They're sitting in my stash. They haven't been used. I was going to use this for another project and decided against it. Then I've got a pastel and I've got a purple roll. I think what I'm going to do is, because I'm anxious to start on this, new projects always get my creative juices going, I think I'm going to do it with the purple. It's kind of a lavender with a little bit extra red is what I would say in it. So it just gives that. And there's, I think I counted 8 fabrics in here. I haven't decided which one we're going to use, but what I can tell you is these are all 2.5-inch strips. And the good thing about using a 2.5-inch strip and a 1-inch honeycomb, let's see if I can show you right there, is you can sit these on there just like that. See how they fit on there? You've got your seam allowance on all sides, and it should be as easy as one little cut down across and then trim up on the sides just a little bit so that we've got the proper size and shape to start on those. So that's where I'm headed this right now. Like I said, I haven't decided. I think for this one, 8 fabrics is not enough, because you don't want every square to be the same. In a Lucy Boston pattern, you want some differences between the fabrics. So this would be a good scrap pattern, or pattern that you go out looking for fabrics and you look for a lot of fabrics, but just a little bit. Maybe, I'm not sure, it might be with this size that you probably could get away with doing this with fat quarters, because you might have only 4 or 8 of these honeycombs per color, and then any extra fabric you had, you might be able to transfer those onto another block in a similar color. And the blocks are sometimes monochrome within the block, and sometimes they're multicolor. So that's a decision for the creator of the quilt to work on. I'm thinking it's going to be this one, because this will allow me to work through this quickly, and I can use probably I would go with a white as the square blocks in the middle of the design, and see where that takes me until I get some of the hexagon. I keep calling them hexagons. They're honeycombs. Honeycombs, hexagons. They all have 6 sides, but it's just a little difference in the length of those 2 sides. Honeycombs. I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and make several of each of the fabrics, or a few of the fabrics, and then sit down and put the design together and see where that takes us. So that's where we are with new projects. We're using the paper pieces that we got in the mail, using fabric from the stash, and we're going to go from there. And as I go on this journey, I hope to have some little clips of stitching and techniques that I can share with you both here and on Facebook. So check it out, and we hope to see you soon.